Hello guys. So the question for today is, a mother brings her 6-week-old baby with repeated vomiting after feeds. She is very anxious and also points to a swelling in the epigastric region. USG is performed and it shows target sign. What is the metabolic abnormality that is suspected in this child? So here we have history, examination finding, investigation finding, and then we have to first tell the diagnosis and then the metabolic abnormality. So we'll go one by one. So it here says repeated vomiting after feeds in a 6-week-old baby. So we know in congenital intestinal obstructions we have pyloric stenosis, we have duodenal atresia, jejunal atresia. In pyloric stenosis, we get non-bilious vomiting some weeks after birth because the bile has not drained yet. The vomiting is from the stomach, so we get non-bilious vomiting, and there might be also history of projectile vomiting. In duodenal atresia, however, we get the history of bilious vomiting from day 1 of birth, so it's very characteristic. And on x-ray also they might give x-ray findings. So in pyloric stenosis we get single bubble sign, that is a bubble in the stomach. In duodenal atresia we get double bubble sign, a bubble in the stomach and the duodenum. And in jejunal atresia we get triple bubble sign, that is a bubble in the stomach, duodenum and jejunum. Now we have the examination finding, that is swelling in the epigastric region, which tells that it might be the hypertrophied pylorus. Now the target sign on USG. So here we can see this is the pylorus, this is the muscle of the pylorus, and this thing is the mucosa. So the mucosa is projecting into the stomach because of the hypertrophied muscle of the pylorus. This is called antral nipple sign. And if we look at it through the stomach, then won't it appear like this, in which this is the mucosa and this is the muscle. So then it looks like a target. So it becomes target sign. And there are numerical values also to diagnose pyloric stenosis. It is different in different sources, but to remember it simply, the thickness of pylorus should be more than 4 mm and length should be more than 14 mm. So now we are sure that the diagnosis is congenital hypertrophic pyloric stenosis. Now we have to look at the metabolic abnormalities, that is the question. So it is very difficult to remember the metabolic abnormality. So how I used to remember it is just first remember there is something paradoxical. The word paradoxical has to be there. Okay. So the word paradoxical you have to remember, and then we'll remember that the vomiting is happening from the stomach. So the hydrochloric acid is being vomited out. So because the HCl has been vomited out, so there will be alkalosis because it's an acid. Because the hydrochloric acid has been vomited out, so then chloride is less in the body, so then it becomes hypochloremic. In alkalosis we say the K is low, potassium is low. This is a very common mnemonic. So it becomes hypokalemic. And it is alkalosis and something is paradoxical. So what will be paradoxical in alkalosis? That the body is throwing out further more acid and increasing the alkalosis. So that is how we remember. It's a bit difficult, but start with paradoxical and think of HCl being thrown out of the body and you will derive the answer. So this was the question for today. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow with another question.